I may or may not have been drinking before I started doing this review. It's butterbeer. So everybody, this Friday, I sat down with a couple of friends, starting at 2:30 p.m., and decided to watch all 8 Harry Potter movies. It's about 19, 20-hour marathon. I'm the only one who stayed up that long. I am such a nerd. Well, the way, so decided to do the Harry Potter marathon. Every summer, I read the books. I usually do the first 3 in June, 4 and 5 in July, and 6 and 7 in August. And then I end that with the Harry Potter movie marathon. I've done this pretty much since the last movie came out. I don't know, I started probably 2012 actually, probably a year after the movie came out. And I've been doing it ever since, every single summer. So now it's time to actually review them. So the first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is the first one in the Harry Potter franchise. Now, I've actually always been a fan. I remember the first time I watched this movie, it was some kind of summer camp. And we had a choice between Spy Kids and Harry Potter. And I'd already seen Spy Kids, so I was like, Harry Potter, we'll check this out. I watched the movie and instantly fell in love with this franchise. I remember wanting the books because I found out, oh my gosh, there's books. And I remember getting the book. I remember reading the second. I remember reading the third. I remember reading the fourth, fifth, sixth. And I remember picking up the seventh at midnight on July 15th, I believe, 2007. I love this franchise. Let's talk about the movie. First one, Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, depending where you live, is about 11-year-old Harry Potter. He finds out he's a wizard, and he's sent to Hogwarts. First thing I have to say about this movie is the fact that from the second that we find out that Harry's a wizard, this movie is just magical beyond belief. The entire time you're with Harry, Harry's got his mouth open and he's astonished at what he's seen. We are feeling the same way. We are astonished at what we are experiencing and seeing in this movie. It truly is magical. Now, the story is fantastic as well. It builds this world. So, I mean, it is a little bit slower. It's not the strongest of all these movies necessarily, because it is trying to build this world. But it is fantastic. It is magical. Let's get a negative out of the way right away. The special effects do not hold up in this movie. Holy cow. The Quidditch match. The scene where Neville loses control on his broomstick. The scene with the troll where Harry's on the troll's shoulders putting his wand up the troll's nose looks terrible. It really, really does. For the time, though, it was pretty good, I guess you would say. However, it doesn't hold up at all now. All the casting in this movie is fantastic. Everything from Harry, Hermione, to McGonagall, to Snape, to Dumbledore, to just everybody. And this could have gone so wrong, because especially with the child actors, they decided that they didn't want to do this anymore, they're screwed. There's, 7 more movies to film, and we want these characters to be the same. We want them to be the same actors playing them. And all the casting is just spot on perfect. Everyone does such a fantastic job. The child actors, you can tell, they haven't done a lot of movies, if they've done any at all, but they still do a really great job for doing a first-time thing. It really is a lot that they're conveying in this movie, and they do a fantastic job. This movie is also very beautiful. It really is. Christopher Columbus, who directed the Home Alone films, and things like the Gremlins, he did a fantastic job with this. He did, like I said before, the movie is just amazingly magical. It really does feel like you are part of this world, and he did such a great job of putting us into this world, of setting up this world. He really just made himself a beautiful movie. Now, the score by John Williams is super iconic to me. I listen to this score all the time. I love it, love it, love it. This is up there with his Star Wars and his Jurassic Park. I love the theme to this movie. It is just fantastic. So wonderful. I mean, Hedwig's theme is just, ugh. Just everything about John Williams' score is amazing. I think I've been saying Brian Williams the last few videos. It's John Williams. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I haven't been sleeping. I'm drinking right now. Woo! This movie also does a really great job of building the world. And yes, there are moments where it does feel a little slow. I mean, like, the Sorcerer's Stone isn't talked about till, like, almost halfway through this movie, if not further than that even. And that's the title of the movie. So it is a lot of world building, but it's not so boring that we don't want to watch it necessarily. I want to watch Sorcerer's Stone every single time I do the Harry Potter marathon, and I'm excited to watch it. However, it does have moments where it drags a teeny tiny bit, but it does a great job of, once again, setting up this world. The makeup and hair, and also just, there's also some practical effects in there. The goblins look amazing in this movie. I believe those are all practical effects for the most part. Hagrid with his beard and his, just everything about Hagrid looks fantastic. You know, some of the visuals look good. You know, Norbert the Dragon looks great. Fluffy, for the most part, looks great. Voldemort on the back of Quirrell's head, spoilers, is great. Everything about this movie looks just fantastic for the most part. You know, there are moments where the special effects aren't the best, but it was 2001. This movie is 16 years old. Damn, do I feel old. Woo-wee! The last kind of negative, it's not a negative, because it is a kid's movie. It's PG. It's based off kids' books, but this movie does feel a little childish, a little kiddish. And it is directed by Christopher Columbus, a guy who has done, you know, Home Alone, kid movies. So, again, it's not really a negative, but it does feel childish at times. And it does, as a 23-year-old now, I do feel it, the childish parts of it. Again, not really negative. I know that movies are different than the books. I am someone who truly, truly understands that. I understand an adaptation of the book is an adaptation. And for the most part, this movie does a great job of being very close to the book. There are a few things that are different. You know, Neville's supposed to be going to detention with Harry and Hermione instead of Ron. I kind of like that Ron's there instead of Neville. I find it to be just better as far as understanding the characters, all that fun stuff. There's other little things that I think of that aren't that important. I would think that's the biggest one. I mean, Norbert isn't around for very long in this movie. He's there and gone that night. In the book, he's there like a week, I think. And I kind of like that. We don't need to spend that much time on Norbert the Dragon. We get it. The other little negative thing I have to say about this movie. Do we ever find out who sent the invisibility cloak? I know who sent the invisibility cloak because I've read the book. We don't necessarily find out in the movie, I don't think. And that is something of a negative for me. One of the people I was watching it with asked, who sent the cloak? I said, well, you're not going to find out in the movie. So I can tell you, it's in the book. And that is a negative, because we do kind of need to know this. It's kind of important to the story. And that's something that I found throughout these movies, that there are problems with. There are little things that just pop up, and we don't ever find out anything about it. In the end, guys, this is an amazing film. It has aged a little less wonderfully as I would like it to. The special effects don't necessarily hold up. But for the most part, this is a really great movie. If you are interested maybe in trying out the Harry Potter franchise, maybe start with a movie and then go to the book. I personally like to start with the movies and then go to the book, just because my expectations won't be as high, you know, going into the movie. Expectations won't be as high going into the book maybe, or they might be even higher and I might like the book even more. Anyways, guys, my final score for this movie, for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, is an 8 out of 10. So guys, tell me what you think. I will have 2 through 8 coming very soon. I'm very tired. I've been drinking. Subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. I'll see you soon.